break something or works broken. We're doing everybody's thing, right?
Yes.
Majestic Theater, when it opened in 1929, it was Texas' largest movie theater, mostly air conditioned. The interior is patterned after a Spanish village and has intricate carvings on all the balconies, all throughout the building. The roof has lights that reproduce some star constellations. There's actually a machine that will project clouds on it. The interior lives up to its name. It truly is majestic.
I
The
didn't
building
see
here on our right is the Gunter Hotel. It opened about 1909. It was the Ranchers Hotel where they would come and eat, make deals with other ranchers as well as with the politicians. Various treatment for John Wayne, First Ladies Nancy Reagan, and Lady Richards also stayed there. There's a place on the river that's a nice place to walk around and enjoy the peace of the quiet. Plus the like near Commerce Street. These four pillars on the bridge represent the forest managed missions besides the island. Without the section of San Jose, San Juan, and Chicago. Now for our next stop, unfortunately, with construction on Main Street over, it's not safe for us to take the trucks down without dragging some construction barriers. So now you can detour us. We're going to bypass it for right now and go to the stop number 9, Historic Market Square, and afterwards we'll go to our temporary stop for the cathedral. So you walk through there, I'm sure that if you look hard enough, you would find something that you absolutely cannot live without. I had a person say, well, can we buy something? I said, well, you can walk across Santa Rosa Street, Goodwill, donate it, get a receipt for a tax write-off, it's win-win. You don't have to take it back home, and you get the tax write-off as well. Anyway, this bridge we're getting ready to cross is the San Pedro Creek. About a mile or so to our right, along its base, is where the mission center and the Alamo was originally established in 1718. Well, I guess I can talk a little bit about the Alamo here. As everybody knows, the Mexican Army came into San Antonio on February 23rd of 1836. Sent in an order an officer to go to the main gate of the Alamo compound and demand that the garrison surrender at discretion. This is like the end of April. And he buried them in the church in front of the altar. And they were kind of lost in the street. In the late 1800s, he was interviewed by local Brick. His words were dismissed around the tourists and that old man didn't know what he was talking about. About in 1935 to 1936, they go out and shortly afterwards, they like Robert's because it's the left end of the foyer of the church. On our right is our historic Marion County Courthouse. It's the oldest courthouse in Texas, still in use as a courthouse. There are some that are older, but most of them have been turned into and they've been replaced by new buildings and are no longer in use. Welcome road, watch your step. Watch out for this half step right here on. Okay. When we get back to stop 1, if you can get her to scan it, because they don't give us the machines to scan it. I don't know if they're afraid we're going to break them or when some idiot driver cuts us off and then throw them out the window out, I don't know which.
Okay, so you like someone's house?
Yeah, yeah, and actually, Rock Bridge, yes, those are no rocks. It's patterned after a bridge in Paris, France, where young mothers would take a rock, put their name on the rock is the bridge, the key of the river, symbolizing their eternal love. However, I know many youngsters that do that come back 6 months later with somebody new and wish they'd used the combination off the first time. Anyway, and just, then it is so we're going to be the rocks, we'll be able to look over to the right and see the Tower of the Americas. At 750 feet tall, it is the tallest occupied structure in San Antonio. It was built in 1968 for the World's Fair 1968 to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the founding of San Antonio. There's an observation plate at the top, as well as a restaurant. The restaurant actually rotates, and I think it's about 45 minutes to complete rotation. Sorry for the waiters and waitresses, they got attention. They got to find where the table is.
I never thought about that. I know.
tourism is our second largest industry after the military. It brings approximately $350 billion a year into the local economy, as well as approximately 125,000 jobs. Quickly, between and somewhere across the street on the left is the Shops and River Center. Most locals call it River Center Hall. That's our premier downtown hall. It opened in 1985, and the largest tenant was a store called Joski's department store. Giving it the nickname of the locals as the Joski's. That's in 1999, the store in the city. And Alaska, the Emily Morgan Hotel was built in 1909 as the Medical Arts Building. It had a hospital, doctor's offices, and a sanitarium. Now, as you can imagine, in 1909, medical arts weren't that great. As you can figure, a lot of people died in the building. Some people say that it's the most haunted building in San Antonio, considering it sits right beside the original north wall of the Alamo compound, where some of the fiercest fighting took place on March 6, 1836.
No?
Supposedly, according to tradition, she was with the Senate and in his tent that San Jacinto keeping him occupied during the solstice. We didn't realize the Texas Army was advancing across the big open I guess that's what you get when you don't think about posting the rides to make sure what's going on. After we turn, there's going to be a pretty structure up there, pretty marble with some scaffolding around it. That is the Cenotaph Monument. It was erected by the state of Texas in 1936 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the siege of Battle of the Alamo. It has around the base the names engraved of the defenders of the Alamo who are known to be there at that time. And this is what
Finished under construction.
okay.
Yes, because remember that was all covered with the stuff?
See the Six Flags, they have the Six Flags in the Texas. That's Spain. That's interestingly enough, in 1820, there was a group of people along Rio Grande on both sides, running out of part of Texas or Mexico, and February of that year, they declared independence, calling the state that Hawks out of the Rio Grande actually flies the flag that they flew. Yuma didn't fly over all of Texas, at least as they said. They were moving plastic barrier. While the hotels are on the left, directly under this is the Baker Hotel, which is the oldest hotel in the state. very important location. Okay, this is how it is.
This sculpture that's right here on the left, folks. That big red sculpture, that was a gift, folks. That was a gift from our neighbors down south. Mexico gave us that back in 2004. It's called the Torch of Friendship. Bridge in San Antonio. This is the Copper Street Bridge right here. This is the oldest one. This is the very first one to be built. If you look to your right, you guys want to do a little party. It's right over there, folks. That is Party Central. That's where you find a whole bunch of bars and restaurants and all that good stuff. Right in through there. Now, as we make a right-hand turn right here on Navarro Street, folks, this guy's name was Jose Antonio Navarro. Now, you're going to notice a lot of our streets are named after the heroes of the Alamo, like Crockett, Bowie, Travis. All those streets can be found here downtown. And guys, you're going to hear me say that a lot on the tour, cross the Riverwalk. Because we crossed the Riverwalk 20 times, folks, on this tour. It kind of follows us around just about everywhere we go. Now, this is part of the old Riverwalk, guys. This part of the Riverwalk was built in 1941. That's how old the Riverwalk is. And I got a little story. The hospital is right here, y'all. This is the old Nick's hospital. You're right. It's not a hospital anymore. They're going to turn it into apartments.
Yep. You were doing
But that's where Carol Burnett was born. But somebody else was born there too. Can you tell me that, sir? Oliver Thorne was born right there as well. Oh, Ollie. Now, guys, you're also going to hear me talk a lot about German immigrants. Because let's face it, the German immigrants arrived here in San Antonio back in the 1800s. They brought with them their culture, you know, like music, opera, art, even their architecture. Folks. You can find German architecture just about everywhere you go in San Antonio. There is one place in particular that you might want to go check out. It's called the King William neighborhood, in the San Antonio River. These homes are more than homes, guys. These are mansions. They are so beautiful. Now today, though, the Riverwalk runs right through the neighborhood, y'all. It is absolutely beautiful, so you guys get a chance to go there, too. Now, guys, can anybody tell me why the Riverwalk was built in the first place? I mean, what was the reason behind it? Well, that was one of them, that's right. The other one was to beautify the river. Because back before 1910, Antonio saw its first flood ever. It flooded, guys, get this, y'all. It flooded all of downtown San Antonio with over 21 feet of water. So 21 feet, can you imagine that? Everything was underwater in the Riverwalk long for the next few years. I'm sure if Mr. Hudson were alive today, he'd be being shot to see how the Riverwalk turned out. I think he'd also be pretty happy. He's known as the father of the Riverwalk. Robert Hudson, folks. Now then, our first stop is coming up, guys, and our first stop's a good one, y'all. Well, they were both very knowledgeable in the management of a brewery, especially Otto. Otto, they say he knew a little bit more than Emma did. So they made Otto the CEO. But you know, guys, she was one of the most well-respected businesswomen in the state of Texas. She was also one of the richest women in the state of Texas as well. And you know, guys, it is going to get warm.
Just